Witches. Okay, so y'all, we really talked about some dark magic yesterday. But today we're gonna talk about one of my favorite forms of magic, protective magic. There are like a million and one ways to protect yourself in witchcraft, and I think that as a beginner, this is like, if you're gonna start anywhere, this is it. Protective magic is so powerful and so good and like very much, for me, and like a really great way to practice self-care. One of the main reasons I got into witchcraft is because I needed to protect myself against a traumatic situation. You know, I work with a lot of like war gods and stuff like that, but beyond violence, which is not, I feel like war gods are very misconstrued. You know, it's less about fighting, more about protection. I work with a lot of protective energies and deep magic. So I'm gonna give you guys a couple ideas on how to practice magic or protective magic, and if you have any other like ideas or anything, please feel free to drop them in the comments below. I want more stuff for my Book of Shadows, so if you have anything else that I haven't really like gone over, please drop it down below if you feel comfortable doing that, of course. Oh my gosh, I'm not demanding anything from anybody, I promise. Anyways, so the first thing that I really recommend you do is enchant some sort of piece of jewelry that you wear every day. For me, I enchanted my pentacle, which again, I just constantly play with. It's like a part of my body. And it could be, I don't know, something like a symbol of your god and goddess, a crystal. Especially crystals are especially good because they can be already imbued with like a protective energy. So definitely look up some, like, you know, if you feel drawn to a crystal, look up some protective crystals and you can enchant that. I recommend charging it with protective energy and then cleansing it on a monthly, kind of maybe twice monthly, like new moon, full moon, with moon water. So moon water is water that is put out under a full moon or under a new moon that absorbs the lunar energy, and then you can use it in your craft. If you guys want a video on moon water, I can definitely do that too. It's that's the gist of it though. It's not crazy hard, but we can talk a little bit more about that if you would like. The second idea that I have, sorry, coming back to protective magic, is just to place protective wards around your house in the form of sigils or maybe sacred herb bundles. So I am not great at crafting sigils. It's just not, you would think it would be for me. I get too like freaked out by it and I'm like, I just want it to be beautiful. You can have protective sigils placed around like the corners of your house in different rooms, and that kind of seals each room with a symbol of power. Same thing goes for herbs or herb bundles. I don't really do this too much, mostly because I have a cat and I'm really afraid he would like somehow like climb up a wall and get it. I don't really know. And also I don't really have as big of a garden as I usually do. I used to keep protective herb bundles in my bedroom when I was like growing up in Virginia and like actually had a garden. So that if you do have access to that, super recommend doing that. Number 3 is to place quartz crystals above the thresholds of your house in order to cleanse and protect against negative energy. Unfortunately, I can't, like the way our door is built, I can't do it here, but I do have a quartz crystal like right above my bedroom door. I'm pointing over here, you can't see it. But I do have it like right in the center. It's just like a little like quartz crystal like that big. And you know, I have it there to kind of cleanse the energy that, you know, my partner and I have when we are coming in and out. The next thing, which I also really like to do, is to make a mixture of salt, angelica root, which you can generally find at any metaphysical store. It might be harder to find elsewhere, but you could probably get it online. Rosemary and bay leaves, and I will like grind that up with a mortar and pestle that sometimes we do use to make guacamole, but it is enchanted, so it's the best guacamole ever. I will take this and I will put salt in between like in the windowsill, right? So in the windowsill between like the glass part of the window and the screen part of the window. So it's like right it's usually like where all the dead bugs are, but this is kind of like a nice thing because you freshen it up every full moon, and usually I like vacuum it out, thus vacuuming up all of the dead bugs. So my windowsills are very clean. The next thing you can do is carry a piece of onyx or obsidian with you wherever you go. If you aren't really into having crystal jewelry, if you're just like not about that, you know, or you're not allowed to wear that, if you carry it with you, like, I don't know, in your pocket, or if you carry a purse or something, you can keep a piece in there and that will provide you protection everywhere. Maybe create a protective herb sachet full of like the herbs I said before, angelica root, rosemary, bay leaf, any sort of like protective herb, and carry that around with you, or like leave it in your car for safe travels. And then finally, pentacles, which is the star within the circle. You can place that or any other protective symbols around your house. So if you have any other ideas, like, please let me know. Beyond this, just doing like a general house cleansing, like once a month, or maybe, I mean, I know some people who do it like once a week. That's a lot for me, but you know, doing a house cleansing at least once a month is also really good, just to keep yourself like safe and in a protected space, especially if you use a protective herb bundle to kind of smoke cleanse your environment. So if you guys have any other suggestions, please feel free to leave them down below. If you have any other, like, if there's anything I missed, like, please let me know, like anything that is like super obvious. Like, I second guess myself a lot when I make these videos, so I want to make sure I cover as much as possible, but I am also a human being. So if I left anything out, please let me know, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.